Olá pessoal, sejam bem-vindos a mais uma gameplay no canal. Estamos aqui nessa cidade aqui, que é, deixa eu ver, Mapa Mundi Prim. É o seguinte, eu vou mudar um pouco de companion. Eu não sei depois como que eu vou fazer para pegar o Bonnie de volta se eu quiser pegar ele. Mas eu vou mudar um pouco. Botar jogando com, tentando fazer a quest desse robô aqui, ó. Para poder você fazer a quest, se você ter ciência suficiente para poder e reparo suficiente, você vai conseguir reparar ele sem fazer a quest. Mas não, pelo contrário, só você falando com esse rapaz aqui, esse senhor, né? Aí é só você falar com ele que ele vai estar oferecendo a quest pra você.
A courier dropped it off a couple of months back. I got it working for a little while, but I haven't been able to get it up and running again. I was hoping to use it for some courier. Hell if I know. I don't think it's serious. You're welcome to try. It's yours if you... If I had my way, I'd dump it in the scrapyard and no...
Aí, ó, mais uma missão adicionada. Vamos lá. Já tá até marcado já. Deixa eu ver aqui no mapa. Ainda não descobri esse lugar. Ainda não descobri. Mas acho que por aqui que é arriscado, né? Vou ter que estar dando uma volta para poder vir pra cá. De qualquer forma, aqui já creio que já seja pro final do jogo mesmo, então eu vou caminhar até lá. Mas primeiro eu vou vir por aqui para poder não ter risco, porque aqui tem aquele Dark Crawl aqui. Então vai ser perigoso. Então eu vou vir por aqui. Só tava tentando gravar Skyrim, mas eu não vou conseguir porque meu computador ele tá dando muita queda de frame rate. Tá dando mais do que o do que o Fallout, então tá incômodo, não dá pra jogar assim não. Então quando eu consertar meu PC, quando eu trocar minha placa de vídeo, aí eu volto a gravar ele. Do contrário vai continuar assim. Uma casinha aqui no meio de nada. Cabana de Gibson. Isso aqui deve ser de alguma quest. Com certeza de alguma quest. Vamos lá. Eu vou interromper aqui a gravação aqui e quando eu estiver próximo ou se tiver alguma coisa interessante eu volto a gravar. Pessoal, eu voltei aqui, ó, consegui endireitar o robô. Eu acho que só tinha que falar com o coroa mesmo. Voltei aqui para poder pegar ele, porque tinha que levar ele no ferro velho, mas eu já tinha ciência suficiente para consertar. Já tá comigo já. O Bonnie eu não sei. Deixa eu ver se ele tá me seguindo. Aí eu posso escolher qual que eu vou ficar. Se é o Bonnie ou se é o Ed. Não sei se eu posso falar pro Bonnie esperar aqui. Deixa eu ver aqui.
What is it? He was a good spotter. Yeah. We were. No. Sure. First NCR Recon. It's a sniper battalion. Sees a lot of action. They moved us around a lot. I was stationed at Camp Golf for a while. Last I heard, they're at Camp McCarran. They pick you out if you do well at the firing range. Pays a little better, so I said okay. Yeah, you could tell by the patch. Bear skull with crossed rifles behind it. Slogan underneath. The last thing you never see. Pretty accurate. And so are we. Was an airport before the war. Command liked it because it was already fortified, and it let them keep an eye on the strip. They've got an old monorail that still runs between them, used mostly for supplies and deployment. But if you get leave, you're allowed to go gamble. It was General Oliver's post, but I heard he's been up at the dam a lot lately. Guessing Colonel Shu is running it. Didn't know him. He's a signature on my discharge papers. Wasn't real popular, though. Even overheard my CO complain about him once. General Wait and See, he called him. Yeah, he introduced himself to me once. I shook his hand. Doubt he remembered me now, though. When he looked at you, you could see he understood. After some of the things we'd seen, that meant something. But I heard he'd be a general right now if Oliver didn't know the president. The big one. The one the NCR is trying to hold on to, that the Legion's pushing for. Whole war depends on holding it. It was on the front line for a while. Only resort in New Vegas no one wanted to get sent to. Doesn't have that kind of importance anymore, though. They pulled most of the troops out of there after we took the Hoover Dam. I was in a lot of places with 1st Recon. I don't really remember. That part of my life's over now. And so is this discussion. You got no right asking me that. Drop it. You don't know what you're at. Just let it go for now. The Legion's the only thing I want on my mind right now. You want to do something different? No. People die out there. Often enough that no one worries about blame. They're too anxious to forget it happened in the first place, I guess. Besides, I was on break when... If you... Give me a rifle and a clear line of sight, and I'll start picking them off before they've even seen me. Didn't have much hand-to-hand training, so our chances are better if you keep the enemy out of my face. I'm trained as a spotter, too. If you're looking through a scope, I can find your targets for you. Yeah.
Vou falar pra ele esperar aqui.
I'll sit tight.
Cadê o... Ah. E vou falar pra ele me seguir agora. Bem que todas as minhas coisas estão com ele, né? Deixa eu pegar então tudo.
Fine by me.
Pegar tudo e vou dar pro Ed. Isso vai dar trabalho. Quando eu terminar eu volto. Bom, vamos ver o que o Coroa tem pra dizer agora que a gente
You got
acertou.
that old robot up and running again? How's it working out for you? That beat up old pile of... The courier dropped it off a little bit ago. I hoped to get it up and running for some courier work, but never could. Not a bit. I imagine there must be some people around curious.
Então vou deixar o Bonnie aqui esperando. Não gostou muito não, mas vai ficar aí. Deixa eu ver aqui a quest agora. Ainda tá marcado ainda aqui. Eu vou levar ele lá em Novac. Vou ver o que acontece. Já volto. Bom, já estamos aqui no ferro velho. Vamos ver o que acontece aqui. Acho que eu tenho que entregar pro... Falar com o coroa aqui. Com ela?
So, you're back. Now, where did we leave off? The way I heard it, the Brotherhood of Steel ran the place before the NCR took it away from them. I'm not sure who started shooting first. But when it was over, the Brotherhood, with all their fancy armor and weapons, was on the run. Well, I'll give you a hint. They used to just call me. I don't mind, to be honest. Living long is a real accomplishment these days. Remains to be.
Subject E, diagnosis complete. Begin recording. My name is Whitley. I'm a researcher at Adams Air Force Base. Until recently, I was in charge of the Duraframe reinforcement project for the combat model iBots. iBot Duraframe Subject E is both the prototype and the last functional model in this test group. I was prepared to make several significant upgrades to the machines. However, as the project was canceled and all Duraframe assets are being diverted to Hellfire armor, I am sending this model to the Navarro outpost. If you're listening to this log from one of our Enclave outposts in Chicago, give this unit whatever repairs it needs so it can continue to Navarro.
Então ele tava numa viagem, né? Uma missão. Deixa eu falar com ele. Não tá falando nada não. Bom, vamos continuar aqui com a quest principal então. Deixa eu ver aqui, peraí. Missões. Ainda tem mais coisa ainda. Então vamos seguir essa quest então. Vai acabar nos levando pra lá, pra New Vegas mesmo, então não faz diferença. Vamos lá. Eu vou continuar andando aqui, depois eu volto a gravar se aparecer alguma coisa interessante. Descobri mais uma cidade aqui, pessoal. Seguir pela estrada, vocês vão ver a cidade à direita. Ela aqui.
You here to pay your respects too? It commemorates the Battle of Hoover Dam. The Rangers lured the best of Caesar's Legion into Boulder City and blew the whole town up. The NCR still lost a bunch of troops in the fighting, though. My older brother sacrificed himself so they could evacuate some of the wounded. Don't worry about it. Camp McCarran, but I'm on leave at the moment, heading back to California to see my folks. I'm supposed to join up with a caravan that's heading that way up at the 188. They're not due to arrive for a while yet. But
vamos dar uma olhada aqui nessa cidade. Acho que não tem nada não interessante. Bom, eu vou voltar pro meu caminho aqui para seguir a quest principal e eu já volto. Bom, aqui nessa cidade em off aqui eu dei uma vasculhada nela e o único lugar que eu achei que dá para entrar é aqui. Vou conversar com esse rapaz.
Not many people come into Boulder City. Most of the town is rubble, destroyed during the Battle of Hoover Dam. And the only other thing around here is the concrete mixing yard. What can...
Vamos ver. Acho que esse cara aqui eu lembro que ele não tem nada de bom.
The NCR has been constructing bunkers up and down the river. From what I've heard, it's a little late for that. Travelers over at the 188, just up the road, said that the Legion has overrun a couple of towns to the south. Most of the limestone comes from Quarry Junction out west, but I hear some Deathclaws overran the quarry. With no work to be had, all the workers around here have wandered off. I'm the only one left in town.
Bom, vou continuar aqui. A busca pela missão principal. Parece que a caminho aqui da cidade, pela estrada, eu achei mais um local aqui da NCR. Vamos ver o que eles têm pra nós aqui.
Welcome to the 188 Salvation Shop. How can I help you? Have a look. Name's Michelle. My dad and me run this store. His name's Samuel. I take the day shift and he takes nights. We came here about a month ago when Prim went to hell on account of the prison break north of there. Found a bin to call home and set up shop. There's more to the 188 than meets the eye. Troops move back and forth on 93 all the time, and 95 is how NCR folks come and go from Vegas. No shortage of customers, so long as Legion raids south of here don't get worse anyways. You do know these old roads were numbered, right? We're standing where the 95 and 93 meet, and 95 plus 93 equals 188. Not much. I hear some folks got killed down by Nelson. Or was it Novak? I don't know. If they come up this way, me and Dad'll go someplace else.
No offense, but you look like you've traveled a long way down some bad roads. Where'd you come from? Wow, you have come a long way then. I've never been there, but I've met some traders who pass that way. Well, welcome then. I'm Veronica. I live in a hole in the ground. Well, a bunker, if you want to get technical. I think it sounds more interesting my way. But I'm not there much anymore. I'm usually out here picking up food and supplies for my family, whatever they need.
Vamos ver se tem mais alguma coisa aqui pra gente. O que tá me pedindo de entrar aqui? Dormir uma horinha aqui?
Man, I love my guns.
It's quiet out here. We like to keep it that way.
You a merc? 'Cause you don't look like a prospector. Hell yes, ma'am. Well, not officially. Not anymore. They mustered me out a year ago. Administrative discharge. Staff Sergeant, 3rd Platoon Bravo Company. I was at the dam when the Legion hit us 3 years back. That was a shitstorm, and don't let anybody tell you different. The brass tried to play it down, but most of them were back at McCarran. I didn't. My CO ordered me to flog a couple deserters, and I told him to eat shit. So they kicked me out for insubordination. Those kids didn't desert. They just got liquored up on the strip and missed roll call. I don't know what else the brass expects.
Half these kids don't get more than 2 weeks of training before they ship them out here. Going home didn't feel right. Not with those savages camped on the other side of the river sharpening their knives. And I still get to see my old platoon when they pass through here. Make sure the new CO is treating them right, and sneak them extra ammo. Anyway, I was always complaining about the standard issue gear. The new kids don't even get body armor. Can you believe that? So I hooked up with a couple other vets. Bribed a gunrunner. Now we're supplying grunts, mercs, and anybody else on our side. We don't make much, but at least we're saving lives. Vegas is bleeding us dry. We're tossing caps at 100 different problems, while Caesar bides his time and lets us wear ourselves out. This war is gonna bankrupt the NCR, unless we finish off the Legion fast and dirty. We shouldn't be perched up at the dam. We ought to be crossing the Colorado and sticking a boot up Caesar's ass.
Pô, se uma parte de um rifle custa isso, imagina o rifle inteiro. Rapaz, cara, hein? As coisas interessantes ela, hein? Muito interessante mesmo. Rifle de caça. Deixa eu ver se eu posso vender alguma coisa pra ela. Pô, tem dinheiro pra caramba ela. Carne enlatada, carne de formiga, carne de greco, tiro de pré-guerra. Caramba. Deixa eu ver o que mais. Granada de pulso. Pisado de esquilo, não quero isso. Cadinho de Ibrahim. Só isso, vai. Meter o pé. Deixa eu ver se tem mais alguma coisa por aqui. Acho que aqui não tem mais nada. Eu queria ver se tinha quest pra mim. Eu vou dar uma vasculhada aqui e já volto. Eu achei que embaixo da ponte tinha um mestre de armas. Não sei o que significa, vamos ver.
The gunrunners have been putting rapid-fire death dealing in the hands of anyone who needed to defend himself for over a century. We're the NCR's #1 supplier of weapons and ammunition. You might call us an unofficial branch of the Army. I'm a salesman. I swing through McCarran and the dam once a week or so to take orders. Lately, I spend most of my time in this piss heap. Ever since the 15 shut down, all caravans come through here, right to me. I check the stock and direct deliveries onward to meet orders. Sure, it stinks to hang out here. It won't be forever. Plus, I can afford a monthly bender on the strip and still build up my net. You might be onto something. I like to hang on to any weapons mods I run across. Take a look.
Não vou ter dinheiro mesmo, como sempre. Tem as coisas opa, que eu achei. Cadê um scope? Isso aqui é interessante, hein? Vou comprar. Vou ver o que eu posso adicionar. Isso aqui é interessante também. Pente aumentado. Deixa eu ver como é que eu posso adicionar isso depois. Interessante. Vou comprar isso.
There's usually a gun merchant hanging around topside. I'm sure she'll take... Not much to tell. A Brahmin or two loaded up with weapons, and a whole mess of well-armed guards to make sure it ends up with... One nifty bit, though. The gun cases are rigged to explode, so trying to loot one of our car... And that's how the NCR stays equipped. The only thing we don't bring in... We used to, but every caravan carrying them was getting ambushed. We think it was the Brotherhood of Steel. Those crazies always go hard for energy weapons. But the NCR would rather pretend they killed all of them. Later. We'll see how it's
Interessante. Interessante mesmo. Vou dar mais uma vasculhada aqui.
It's better than nothing. You bet.
Nada de bom.
Samuel Kerr at your service. Me and my daughter Michelle run this fine establishment. We came here from Krim about a month past. Doesn't look like much, but it's one hell of a location. Michelle and I ran a little shop in Krim till the prison break north of town spoiled it for everyone. Goddamn convicts just
gosta de relógio, hein, meu amigo?
I-15. When
Cheio de
traffic
relógio no
dried
pulso.
up, we took to our heels to find us some customers. I'm not one to sit around waiting to get saved, and Michelle ain't neither. When 15 shut down, 95 became the route NCR citizens used to get to the Strip, or limp back home, after the Strip's drained them of caps. We get 'em coming and going. Coming, the suckers flush with caps they saved to gamble on the Strip. And going, the same folks, but now they're losers who will trade you the shirt off their backs so they don't starve before they make it back home. Add in the troopers marching back and forth from McCarran and the dam, and well, let's just say we don't miss Krim.
Bom, eu pensei que tivesse alguma quest aqui, pessoal, mas eu acho que não tem nada. Acho que eu já olhei tudo já. Eu vou continuar seguindo aqui pela estrada. Eu achei um local aqui, pessoal, no mapa, vou mostrar pra vocês. É aqui, ó. É o outro acampamento da NCR. Vindo por aqui, ó, pela estrada, vira pra direita, vocês vão estar no acampamento, perto daquele outro que nós estávamos passando. Vamos ver se tem alguma coisa interessante aqui. Local grande, hein? O bicho parece que não tem nada.
Showing the Mojave almost. Nice job up there.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that. You should talk to Chief Hanlon if you have any questions. He's usually up on the balcony.
Ele tá mandando procurar o chefe Helson. Vou dar uma procurada nele aqui e já volto. Parece que eu achei ele aqui, pessoal.
Back west, you don't see too many of these. Lakes, I mean. Natural or man-made. Any kind, really. We neglected the dams or pumped all the water out a long time ago. Owens, Isabella, the San Luis. Drained the aquifers of everything they had. Just a lot of mud and dust now. It's a different feeling watching the sun come up over the water. But if you're here long enough, it starts to seem normal. That's what a ranger's life. You must be the courier folks have been talking about. Word on the radio is that
Ah,
someone
sou eu.
wronged you back in Good Springs. The Mojave has a way of burning decent people up. But it sounds like you've done right by the NCR. It's appreciated. Now what can I do for you? Folks around here call me the chief, but Hanlon's just fine. The Rangers run themselves pretty well, but I try to lend a hand. Mostly administrative work, helping coordinate intel on the radio. That and keeping an eye on the fires brewing across the water. It's a simple system when it works. Patrol Rangers radio intel to Ranger Station. Comm Rangers send the intel up the station chain until it reaches Camp Golf. Then I or one of the other Rangers on duty organize the data, evaluate it, and send information to camps or troopers in the field. Comm Rangers might have an incomplete picture of the situation. There's a lot going on out there. Intel needs to be coordinated through Gulf so we can verify and advise appropriately. Troopers have enough to deal with. We don't want them questioning their intel. It's no secret we've had better campaigns. Holding this whole length of river isn't easy. The stretch thin and the long 15 just keeps getting longer. Slow to get supplies, slower to get reinforcements. NCR's Senate has got funds tied up at the boneyard. President Kimball ordered our most experienced Rangers to chase ghosts down the path. Senate elections are coming up. Local representatives don't want to push any more funding to the Mojave campaign because most of the folks around the boneyard haven't been to New. All they know is that their money gets sucked away to this desert and their brothers, sisters, sons, and daughters die here. It's complicated. It goes way back. I told President Kimball that we need more. He accepted that, but took the most experienced ones and sent them south. Patrol Rangers are good men and women, but we're about to fight a war. You've seen it yourself. Some of them don't even have proper service rifles or armor. Our heavy infantry, power armor units, they're back in NCR territory protecting the interests of Brahmin barons against small-time. Brahmin barons only have one vote at the battlefield, but they have a lot of money to throw around. Shoot. The best of the best, the worst of the worst. He came out of NCR, one of the followers of the apocalypse. Like a lot of the followers, he went out in the wilderness with a partner to try to help those who needed help. Not much different from how the Rangers used to be, except with books and medicine instead of guns. Out to the Grand Canyon, he met a missionary from Utah, a man by the name of Joshua Graham. Graham helped translate for the followers and the tribes. All three of them got nabbed by the Blackfoots down there. Back when somewhere along the way, he realized he needed to educate the Blackfoots or they were going to get wiped out with the rest of the tribe. Showed them how to use guns, how to make explosives. Once he taught the Blackfoots, and he no longer needed the followers, NCR, or anyone else. He decided he could remake the tribes of the. He became Caesar, and Joshua Graham became his legate, his right hand. And that's where Graham stayed until Hoover Dam. Losing the dam was the worst.
Rapaz, esse cara tem bastante coisa pra falar, hein?
Graham had been with Caesar since the beginning, but he had to set an example. The Praetorians covered Graham in pitch, lit him on. It's not that clear cut. You have to understand, Graham was the toughest son of a gun anyone around these parts had ever seen. Before Hoover, we had 5 kill reports on Graham from Rangers and 1st Recon sharpshooters who tried to take him out. Some folks think he's still alive. Call him the Burned Man. Yes and no. The Blackfoots don't exist anymore. Just like any other. Caesar takes the tribal out of it. Scrapes and burns off tattoos, breaks up families, forces mixed breeding, so all the old loyalties die. The only tribe in the Legion is the Legion. Caesar is the... Not too long ago, they took Nelson and they got some camps on the eastern shore of the Colorado. And the monstrosity on the hill. Some folks don't believe he's here yet, but you can tell. He's the eye of the... You don't have to see the man to see the effect he had. Nelson was barely set up. We had a big stretch of unprotected land between Forlorn Hope and Searchlight. A deaconess named Dead Sea took the place. Searchlight was worse. One of Caesar's Frumentari must have found... I could tell you a lot if you had the time, but at my age, I'm not sure which of us would get tired first. It's kind of a long one, but all right. About 25 years ago, a group of NCR settlers pushed way south into Baja. I guess it doesn't seem so far now if you look at a map, but back then they were out of ways. They built this little shanty town around a well in the middle of nowhere. Word got back to one of our stations that raiders had been attacking the place. I went out with 6 Rangers. We must have been on the trail for a week before we got to Rattletail. We lost... When we reached the place, it's 6 shacks set up around it. There's over 24 bodies lying in the dunes way outside of town. And these bodies, these people out, they're just people who were trying to get to the only well in 50 miles. I didn't have to talk to the men to see, but they did not. They had planted an NCR flag over the well. They would not budge until every... So I walked up and told them there was a group of raiders coming, 100 strong. The men looked at each other, looked at us, and asked me what we were going to do. I told them we would take them back into NCR territory because we'd already lost 10 Rangers on the way out. 10 Rangers, well, that was enough for them. They packed up what they could, and we took them back north. Last I heard, they settled somewhere in Anza Borrego. These bighorners had some tough times. It worked out okay for us. So there you go. That's my one bit of good. In big battles, Caesar deploys his legionaries in waves. Recruits up front. Opponents wear themselves out dealing with the first. Caesar can adapt, though, and when required, he can run any mix of legion.
Vou adiantar aqui. Se quiser vocês pausem o vídeo aí no intervalo do diálogo, porque eu já li isso tudo já. Então, vou poupar tempo. Rapaz, fala muito. E não me deu nenhuma quest. Tudo bem. Bom, pessoal, eu vou estar encerrando o vídeo por aqui. Depois a gente continua até lá New Vegas. Valeu, pessoal. Obrigado por ter assistido. Até a próxima. Fui.